There was a Ted's in Orchard Park now, and another one in Cheektowaga, but Kurtz drove downtown to the old Ted's hot dogs on Porter, near the Peace Bridge. He ordered 3 of the jumbos with everything on them, including hot sauce, an order of onion rings and coffee, and took the cardboard carton to a picnic table near the fence overlooking the river. A few families, some business types, and a couple of street people were also having lunch. Leaves fell silently from the big old maple tree. The traffic on the Peace Bridge hummed softly. There hadn't been many things that you couldn't get in Attica. A Ted's hot dog had been one of them. Kurtz remembered Buffalo winter nights in the years before the Ted's on Sheridan had put on its inside dining room. Midnight, 10 below, 3 feet of snow, and 30 people lined up outside for dogs. Finished, he drove north on the Skagwada Expressway to the Youngman, east to Millersport Highway, and then northeast the 15 miles or so to Lockport. It did not take him long to find the little house on Lily Street. Kurtz parked across the street for a few minutes. The house was fairly common for Lockport, a basic white brick house in a nice old neighborhood. Trees overarched the street. Yellow leaves fell. Kurtz looked at the dormer windows on the second floor and wondered which one was her room. He drove to the nearest middle school. He did not park there, but drove by slowly. Cops were edgy around public schools and wouldn't be especially generous with a recently paroled killer who hadn't even checked in with his P.O. yet. It was just a building. Kurtz didn't know what he had expected. Middle school kids didn't go outside for recess. He glanced at his watch and drove back to town, taking the 990 back to save some time. Arlene led the way into the X-rated video store. The place was half a block from the bus station. Glass from countless broken crack bottles crunched underfoot. A used hypodermic syringe lay in the corner of the doorway vestibule. Most of the storefront window had been painted over, but the unpainted part above eye level was so filthy that no one could have seen into the store even if there had been no paint. Inside, it was every X-rated video store Kurtz had ever seen. A bored, acne-scarred man reading a racing form behind the counter. 3 or 4 furtive men poring over the magazines and videos on the shelves. One junky female in black leather eyeing the customers, and an assortment of dildos, vibrators, and other sex toys in the glass display case. The only difference was that a lot of the videos were now on DVD. "Hey, Tommy," Arlene said to the man behind the counter. "Hey, Arlene," said Tommy. Kurtz looked around. "Nice," he said. "We doing our Christmas shopping early?" Arlene led the way down a narrow hall past the peep show booths, past a toilet with a hand-lettered sign reading, "Don't even think about doing it in here, assholes," through a bead curtain, through an unmarked door, and down a steep flight of stairs. The basement was long and musty and smelled of rat droppings, but the place had been partitioned into 2 areas with a low railing separating them. Empty bookcases still lined 3 of the walls. There were long, nicked tables in the outer area and a metal desk in the far space. "Exits?" said Kurtz. "That's the good part," said Arlene. She showed him a rear entrance, separate from the video store. Steep stone steps, a steel-reinforced door opening onto the alley. Back in the basement, she went over and swung a bookcase out, revealing another door. She took a key out of her purse and unlocked the padlock on the door. It opened onto an empty underground parking garage. When this place was a real bookstore, they sold heroin out of the sci-fi section down here. They like to have several exits. Kurtz looked around and nodded. "Phone lines?" "5 of them. I guess they had a lot of queries about their sci-fi." "We don't need 5, said Kurtz, "but 3 would be nice." He checked the electrical outlets in the floor and walls. "Yeah, tell Tommy this will do nicely." "No view." "That doesn't matter," said Kurtz. "Not to you," said Arlene. "You won't be here much if it's like the old days, but I'll be looking at these basement walls 9 hours a day. I won't even know what season it is." "This is Buffalo," said Kurtz. "Assume it's winter." He drove her to her townhouse and helped carry in the cardboard boxes with all of her personal stuff.